Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you are doing well. So let's go ahead and create this soft brown makeup look. This is a glam makeup look. So to make it easy, I just applied a piece of tape in the outer corners of the eye till the tail of the brows to kind of guide the shape of my makeup look, and I'm gonna use a little bit of concealer to stick the shadows in the place, to hide imperfections, to cover the dark circles. And yeah, so I'm gonna apply and diffuse using a damp beauty blender, basically the same that I used for my skin. So my eyes are ready to apply the eyeshadows, and the eyeshadows that I'm gonna use today, they are very pigmented because I'm gonna use Huda Beauty imported palettes. I love this one. I love the colors. I love how warm the shades are, and also this is the most pigmented eyeshadows ever. So I'm gonna use this brown eyeshadow. First, I'm gonna apply the eyeshadow in the outer corners of the eye so I can blend it to my crease. And I'm gonna be careful today. I'm gonna add the product a little at a time just because I don't want to apply too much intensity for the look, but yet I want to create a beautiful transition. So I'm gonna use a small amount of time. I'm gonna place it where I want it to be and just diffuse the edges. So take your time and blend this eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna apply just a little more, focusing the eyeshadow here in the outer corners of the eye, and just what is left in the brush, I'm gonna blend into my crease again to create a very diffused look. Basically, for everything that I'm gonna do here for this look, I'm gonna use this brush. So next, I'm gonna use this darker brown eyeshadow, and I'm gonna focus this shade here just in the outer corners of the eye. So I'm gonna apply the eyeshadow, and always being careful to not blend too much because here I wanna keep the contrast in the look. And remember, patience makes everything looks perfect in the end. So don't worry about the time, just add the colors that you want and blend. In the end result, you're gonna see a perfect transition. The next color that I'm gonna apply in the outer corners is just to tone down the color a little bit. So I'm gonna use this grayish brown eyeshadow, and I'm gonna focus a little bit lower than the first eyeshadow that I applied here to darken up the look. So I'm gonna apply in the very edge of the outer corner, right on top of the piece of tape. Here you can see perfectly the guide of the look. So I'm gonna just carefully blend the edges. I'm gonna try the best as possible to not go over the previous eyeshadow that I just applied here because I don't want to change the shape of the look. I just want to tone down the color a little bit. And now I'm gonna use this warm light brown eyeshadow here in the crease. And now, can you see the perfect gradient? You can see the different colors here, but at the same time you can see that everything is well blended. So as you guys can see, I just layered the color, and next, with just what is left in the brush, I'm gonna diffuse the edge. It kinda seems obvious, but you guys can notice here in the video that I always take just a little bit of eyeshadow in the brush, and then I apply into the eyes, and just then I blend the eyeshadow. Because if I take too much product in a brush, and this product is very pigmented, so I'm gonna apply in the eyes, it's gonna look patchy and so hard to blend. So this is the point when you want to create a very good smoky eye. Now I'm gonna apply the shimmery eyeshadows, and to apply, I'm gonna use the tip of my fingers. As you guys can see, this gold eyeshadow are stunning. In the eyes, it looks perfect. Here in person, wow, this eyeshadow is very beautiful, and I think here in the camera I cannot show you how beautiful this eyeshadow is. And next, by side of the gold eyeshadow, I'm gonna apply a warm copper shade. Again, I'm gonna use the tip of my fingers to blend it out, and I'm gonna go with this eyeshadow a little bit over of the gold, just because I wanna mix them together and switch the color a little bit. And just to give me a little more glam for this look, I'm gonna apply some glitter, and this is a glitter eyeliner. I'm gonna apply with the tip of my fingers as well, just because I want to create a very soft sparkly look. I don't really like to apply too much glitter in the eyeshadow, so I always do like this. First, I apply the shimmery, and next I apply a little bit of glitter on top. And I like to do this way because it looks more soft and clean, and at the same time I got the glam of the glitter. So how I like to apply my glitter, first I like to use the eyeliner glitter because this is very easy. I apply a little bit in the tip of my fingers so I can apply my eyes without putting much pressure, and I let it dry. So if I feel like I want a little more glam for the look, so I apply a second layer, but no more. Just a little bit is enough. And next, I'm gonna do the inner corners of the eye. So I'm gonna create a kind of cat eye shape here. I'm gonna take a small angle brush and the same dark brown eyeshadow that I used for the outer corners. And I'm gonna apply in the inner corners here and in the lower lash line. And again, I gotta be careful when I'm adding the eyeshadows here in the lower lash line because I don't wanna keep the focus of the makeup look here in the lower lash line, just because I want to create a lifted effect. So that's why I decided to use the focus in the eyeshadows here in the top lid. And now I'm gonna apply a glittery cream eyeshadow just here in the inner corners of the eye to create a highlighting spot. You can see that I'm using here a very small brush. This is a lip brush, by the way. So it's very easy to focus the eyeshadow where I want it to be. And just with what is left in the brush, I'm gonna apply a little bit, blending the eyeshadows together, and boom, this is the magic when I remove the piece of tape. So I'm gonna fix here the outer corners of the eye because the glue takes off a little bit of the makeup. So I'm gonna go over with the concealer, the same that I used for my skin. So I'm gonna just sharpen the edge a little bit using a concealer brush, and carefully I'm gonna make it perfect. Here I used a moisturizing concealer, so it's gonna look perfect in the end because I didn't apply any powder. So I'm gonna just blend using the same beauty blender that I was using before. And this is how I finished this soft brown glam gold glitter makeup look. I hope that you love it much as I do. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video if you did. Comment down below what you think about this makeup look and what I want to see next here in my channel, the colors and everything. And I see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye!